welcome to Prudent News. First a look at the headlines. Supreme Court discards Goan Panchayats' plea on mining resumption, asks them to approach through due legal process. Supreme Court to hear Goa miners' plea on Monday. Portuguese colonial dirham tax still troubles Devasthans. Government issues dirham recovery notices to Devasthans. Devasthans oppose. Tourism Minister Parulekar backs Devasthans' demand, says don't pay. Disappointing turnout for Communidad poll across state. Many record zero voting. Shareholders say Communidad's declining income encroachments a major concern. Rescued Goan trawler attendant Prakash Pagi narrates horrifying tales of torture and agony in Malvan, awaits justice. And steep fall in iron ore production this financial year, almost 50% decline from 208 million tons to 100 million tons, Prudence report. Now the news in detail. The Supreme Court has denied to entertain the memorandum of the Panchayats from mining belt to lift ban on legal mining in the state. Rejecting the memorandum of Panchayats, Supreme Court has asked the Panchayats to approach the apex court following due process of law for a legal remedy. Meanwhile, the petition filed by the Goa Miners Association will come up before the Supreme Court for hearing on Monday.
The Panchayats from the mining belt had submitted a memorandum before the Supreme Court to vacate ban on legal mining in the state. Almost 30 Panchayats had signed the memorandum backing legal mining in the state. However, sources say Supreme Court has denied to entertain such a memorandum. The court has asked the pleader Panchayats to follow due process of law and approach the apex court through the officers of the court. Meanwhile, Goa Miners Association had filed a petition on mining ban before the Supreme Court. The plea is expected to come up before the Green Bench for hearing on Monday. Central Empowered Committee will likely submit its report to the Supreme Court on 7th of December. Mines and Geology Department has recently submitted data of royalty challans issued in last 5 years to the CEC. Meanwhile, MOEF will likely hear the environmental clearances review cases of Goa mines in the third week of December. Environment Ministry has suspended the ECs after state government ordered temporary suspension of mining operations in Goa. Mahesh Gadi from Panji and Mayur Naik from Killapal for Prudent Media.
The State Revenue Administration has issued notices to Devasthans for recovery of dirham tax, a tax imposed by the colonial Portuguese regime on Goa's Hindu temples, which exists till date, 50 years post-independence, despite assurances by successive governments on the floor of the assembly to scrap this tax. Devasthans and the Tourism Minister Dilip Parulekar too are demanding that the draconian tax be scrapped. Watch this report.
The dirham is still being collected from over 100 temples in 3 sub-districts, Ponda, Bicholi and Kankon. The tax is in force since 1880. The demand to revoke the tax was first raised by the BJP in the State Assembly in March last year. The then Chief Minister Digambar Kamath had assured the House that the tax would be scrapped without delay.
Revenue Minister question gello whether the Revenue Department has issued a circular to Mamletdar and Devasthan to collect dirham from Devasthan. If so, the reason for the dirham collection.
dirham कित्याक कलेक्ट करतात पण हो टॅक्स कसो लायला देवळांचेर आमचे डिमांड आसा हो इमिजिएटली विथड्रॉ जावंक जाय.
I will amend the act, Speaker, sir. That's what I have said.
I think when we are moving into Golden Jubilee year, I think we should not go for such type of thing. And if there are certain such type of this, we should rectify it. He has already said that we will withdraw that.
However, the current state administration has issued fresh notices to the temples for recovery of dirham. For major devasthans, recovery of tax claim ranges from 10,000 to 1.5 lakh rupees. Mahalsa Devasthan from Mardol tops the list. Mahalsa Devasthan in Mardol 1.45 lakhs. Ramnath Devasthan Ramnati 58,000. Shantadurga Devasthan at Kaulin 39,000. Mahalakshmi Devasthan Bandora 37,000. Mangesh Devasthan at Mangeshi 33,000. Kamakshi Devasthan at Shiroda 27,000. Navdurga Devasthan at Madkai 17,000. Other 46 temples 10,000 to 50,000 rupees each. The BJP, then in opposition, had accused the Congress-led alliance government of persisting with the draconian tax on Hindu shrines. The issue was again raised in the monsoon session of the Assembly this year in the new government's regime. The Revenue Minister Francis D'Souza said, assurance of the past government is not traceable. Efforts will be done to scrap the dirham tax and law at the earliest. Tourism Minister Dilip Parulekar says temples should not pay the tax. He is sure that his government will scrap it.
की देरम ओ कर लादून गोंया हिंदूची देवळां ना येवच्या पासून वंचित करप हो एकमेव उद्देश घेवन पुर्तुगीजांनी हो देराम कर लादलेलो. पूण आतां आमचे सरकार येयल्लें आहा, सरकारा कडेन हो विशय पावल्लो आसा आनी आमचे ऑनरेबल डेप्युटी मुख्यमंत्री फ्रांसीस डिसोजा, रेव्हेन्यू मिनिस्टर हांच्यांनी हो विशय बऱ्यापैकी हाताळ्ळो आहा. म्हाज्या अंदाजा प्रमाणे थोड्या दिसांनी हो विशय मार्गी लागतलो.
The Devasthan Committee of Kapileshwari has demanded that the tax should be revoked at immediate. The recent notices to the temples for the recovery of tax has raised doubts about intentions of the incumbent government to scrap the colonial tax. Reporter Shamsundar Fatte for Prudent.
The Communidad polls across the state received a disappointing and very low response on Sunday. Most of them could not touch the minimum voters mark of 25 to 30. For many, voting was zero and committees have been elected unopposed. Members say the response from the Janeros is low as the income of the Communidads has dropped following loss of lands to encroachers. Watch this report.
The Goa government had announced elections to the managing committees of the 210 Communidads for the triennium 2013 to 2016 in a phased manner from December 2nd, 2012 to January 27, 2013. The shareholders choose the administrative boards comprising of attorney, treasurer, president and their substitutes.
आज कुठ्ठाळी कोमगादीचे इलेक्शन अनअपोज जालें. तातूंत जीजस लोम मिस्किता हो प्रेसिडेंट म्हणून फुडल्या टर्माक 2013 ते 2015 पर्यंत निवडून आयला आणि पेद्रो रोदरे नोरोना हो तिदुरेर म्हणून निवडून आयला आणि जॉन फिलिप पेरेर एटॉर्नी टोटल मेंबर शेअर होल्डर आसा शेअर होल्डर आनी दोणकार मेळून 390 तातूंतले 64 शेअर होल्डर आनी दोणकार मेळून प्रेजेंट आसले.
जे कमिटी आसा ते बरे मनीस येयल्ले आसा. जे NGO आसात तांकां आमी आज निवडून हाडले अनपोज हाडलेले आसा.
इलेक्शन तुगेले सगळे कमिटी मेंबर प्रेसिडेंट ट्रेजरर attorney and the substitute has been elected unopposed. Quorum and the quorum was 40. Total number present was 40. President Ugolin Abrachis as the president, Renat De Silva treasurer, and Celestine Norona attorney for the triennium 2013 to 2015.
Unopposed means there is better coordination among the various members of the Communidad.
There are a lot of violations going on in Communidad land. I think we have to streamline it and bring the culprits to book.
Just now it's already 11:10. Not a single member has appeared, except the government representative, Scriban and attorney. And till 11:30, if no minimum number of members come, that is 25 members out of 400, then it will be adjourned and it will be left up to the government and the management of the committee to appoint the new committee.
A major chunk of the Communidad bodies are in coastal talukas, with Salsette alone accounting for 40, 66 in Bardes, Bicholi and Pedne, 56 in Ponda and Tiswari, 24 in Kepe, 14 in Mormugao and 6 each in Kankon and Sangye talukas. The Gaonkari system of Communidad is on the verge of collapse. Out of more than 226 bodies, many are almost defunct. Most of the Communidad land has been acquired by the government for public utility purposes, illegally occupied by encroachers, or lost due to some other factors. Disappointing response from the shareholders is a further blow to preservation of this age-old Gaonkari system. Reporters Pratik Parab and Surendra Matkaikar for Prudent.
It's time for a short break. Stay tuned.